Hello and welcome to this series of videos on my channel. In this series I'm going to look at the Football League system and a national team of every country and territory that has its own system in the world, 4 countries at a time, if I can be bothered. In alphabetical order, the first country on the list is Afghanistan. The war-torn country has only one tier of national football, the Afghan Premier League, with a few local leagues with no promotion and relegation involved. The Afghan Premier League has 8 teams which are split into 2 tables of 4. The top 2 teams from each league then proceed to a final stage. This is a traditional playoff with 2 semi-finals and a final. The most successful side is Shaheem Azmeh, I apologise for the pronunciation, who have won it 4 times since the competition began in 2012. The national team is currently ranked 142nd in the world as of September 2019, with their highest ranking being 122nd and their lowest being 207th, the worst team in the world at that point. Their only cup victory is in the SAFF Championship, which they have also claimed a runners-up medal in, plus another second place finish in the South Asian Games. They have never qualified for a World Cup or an Asian Cup, and their biggest defeat is 11-0 to Turkmenistan. Their all-time record goal scorer only has a measly 9 goals, one more than the all-time record goal scorer of San Marino. Albania. Situated in Eastern Europe, Albania isn't blessed with famous footballers. Despite this, the country still has a fully professional top division contested between 10 teams. Teams play each other 4 times and the bottom 2 are relegated to the first division, with third from bottom playing in a relegation playoff against the winner of the first division promotion playoff. KF Tirana have the most league wins at 24, plus they have progressed the furthest in Europe, reaching the round of 16 in the Champions League 4 times. The current holders are Partizani. Their 4th tiers in football in the country, with the reserves of some main teams playing in the 3rd tier. In terms of national team, they have only ever made it to one major tournament, the 2016 Euros, where they lost 2 and won 1. Although the current ranking is 64th, they have been as high as 22nd, but as low as 124th. Lorik Kans chops the charts in terms of appearances, racking up 93, and in terms of goals, Ercan Bagandi leads the way with a respectful 18. Finally, their largest win is a 6-0 thumping of Mediterranean island of Cyprus, but they have also been on the end of some houndings at times. A 13-0 loss to Hungary in the 1950s remains their heaviest defeat. Algeria. The top 2 tiers of the African country's football system are professional. 16 teams contest the top division with a promotion and relegation system in place. Winning the league 14 times makes JS Kabylie the most successful team, and they also have 2 CAF Champions Leagues to add to their trophy cabinet. These plus ES Setifs 2 and MC Alger's single title make up the 5 Champions League teams from Algeria have won. USM Alger are the current holders of the league. Internationally, Algeria are also fairly successful too. Regarded as one of the continent's best sides, they have qualified for the World Cup 4 times, reaching the round of 16 once in Rio. They have also qualified for the African Cup of Nations 18 times, winning it in 1990 and 2019. The current team houses stars such as Riyad Mahrez, but their current world ranking of 40th is nowhere near their best of 15th achieved in 2014. Their most capped player is Ikadar Belloumi with a century of appearances for his country, and the top goal scorer is Al-Kafid Tassafoni, who has found the net an impressive 36 times. Similarly to the nation ranked above them in alphabetical order, Algeria's biggest loss also comes at the hands of Hungary, a 9-2 defeat in Budapest in 1967. The nation's biggest win is a 15-1 demolition of South American Samoa. Now we get to a country with a little information on it. I've even scoured their official Facebook page to find as much as I can. The top division of American Samoa contains 10 teams, with the winner qualifying for the preliminary round of the OFC Champions League. Pago Youth are the most successful team, with 7 titles, and they hold the current championship. In terms of continental club competitions, clubs on the nation are nothing short of appalling, never making it past the preliminary round, which they qualify for, earning just 4 points from the 16 matches they've played. Unsurprisingly, the national team has never qualified for a senior tournament, not even the OFC Nations Cup, and their record appearance holder is Niki Salapu with 22 caps. Their top goal scorer has a mammoth 3 goals. Their biggest victory, yes, they have won a game, is 3-0 against the Wallis and Fortuna Islands, and their biggest loss, ready, is 31-0 to Australia, which is the largest loss in international football. Another record during that match was Archie Thompson's scoring 13 goals, the most ever. A saving grace for the Samoans that makes the match slightly less embarrassing is due to passport issues. Only one of their selected 20 could play, and according to the Vice President of the Football Association, some players likely hadn't played 90 minutes in their life. Despite all this, American Samoa aren't the worst team in the world. That team will be in a future video. See you then.